Well, go and realize, go and impress.
I start from no one, hold on, you know this situation. Trying to get off, I miss my program, so tight, hold on, look at the next time. What it feel like? Get real, get yours, make or get more, get more to be the fun. What it feel like? Get real, get yours, make or get more to be the fun.
Boss of the producer.
Manners. Everywhere I go, I got manners. When I talk on the phone, I got manners. I buy a drink from the shop, I got manners. The bad man just got standards. I hold that door for the little old lady. Now they got manners cause discipline saved me. Put it in the door, wanna oversize races. Put the hard times in the block, don't face me. Gotta work hard even more like Tracy. So put in for the all for the baby. Can't sit down in the time to be lazy. Can't get back to the ones that race me. Can't to my back start going on basically. Back chat fam with the disrespect hasty. Can't do that, not first can relate to. Man out manners like man like AP. Going up polite on the road that's daily. Can't add that on the phone that's shaky. Can't stay away from the fakes like fakies. Man got edibles, man got fakies. I was polite when I stayed with polite. Man got manners, don't think you can take these kinds of weakness. Shop like JD, they no key off the grid that makes it. Man have manners so much you gon' hate me. Gotta keep face innocent just like the same G, but don't think I'm nice, you can play me. Most things people like to my lady. Bedroom phone, think about on my baby. To chat out man on HP, dealing with the system of people that shady. I got manners as things that save me, so with respect and love come take me. I say please and thanks every time I go out, and that's the way I was raised, G. I got manners. Everywhere I go, I got manners. When I talk on the phone, I got manners. I buy a drink from the shop, I got manners. The bad man is just got standards. Everywhere I go, I got manners. When I talk on the phone, I got manners. I buy a drink from the shop, I got manners. The bad man is just got standards. You tell I got manners consistent, more views get man aligned with the discipline. I got my reflex on the 17s and it get vexed if the boy want listening. I'm hard on the road like Jim in their countryside on the beatway Timberland. Respect no cross the ting and ain't back in the work, it's the way minimum. I see the bad minds ain't feeling them, I know that they hate with the kindness is killing them. Switch the flow, now I'm drilling them, I got that help, I feel like I'm within them. I feel like when I stop in the queue, I don't push it, count ones and twos. Feminine security guard in the views, cause got.
Yeah. Well, it's a quick little stream. See who's about. Anyone want to join? Yeah, let's go. Yeah, man. Peace. What up to everybody? Mad weather out there still. Yeah, I'm gonna get right into it. So yeah, basically, being mixed race, peace, D Allen, respect, brethren. Yeah, so being a mixed race guy, obviously, there's certain narratives and rhetoric that comes along certain times. Certain time you hear about how mixed people, like mixed up, like are they confused and thing, you know what I mean? And when I hear that, I think to myself, it's not as easy as that. It's more a case of socialism, where you brought up, you know what I'm saying? See, even as a white person, I've noticed over here that certain areas, let's say they'll call them urban areas, then where there's mostly black or mixed people of a certain Caribbean heritage, then they're more dictated by what we do kind of thing, you know what I'm saying? So, you know, if you've got like over here, there's a lot of white, single white moms with mixed race youths. And before they had them youths, they was more aligned, or they more circulated around so-called black people. You know what I'm saying? Or Jamaicans or whatever over here. So they were more drawn into that type of so-called black culture, you know what I'm saying? So therefore, the child will be as well. So when people say, are mixed race confused and, you know, are they lost and don't know where they are, there's many facets surrounding that and why some may be, because some are. You know what I'm saying? Some are, some aren't. You'll find people like me, who's only been brought up as a so-called black man. My mom's indigenous. Then you'll get other people who have been brought up maybe more Anglicized, more English. But then again, over here, I've noticed that so-called black people, they are quite engaged within the in the English society. You know what I'm saying? See, I've noticed that they're quite easy with certain things that I'm kind of like, I'll turn my nose up at, I'll just look at it and think, no, that's not really right. I'm not really feeling that. You know what I'm saying? I'm not as easy as certain things like that. You know what I'm saying? But me personally, you know, I don't try and be black. You know, you shouldn't want to try and be something. I've just been grown that way within that culture. Now, maybe if I'd known, or if I was a brer that had my father, obviously I have that side as well. You know what I'm saying? I might have a certain, I'll have aspects of my life that have been introduced from that side as well, you know what I'm saying? But I hear people sometimes say we can play both sides, and me personally, I can't play both sides. You know what I mean? Peace, bronze. Peace, brethren. You know, I can't fit into the so-called white side just like that. It won't work. You know what I mean? I haven't blended with them before. So I ain't mixed up in that sense. You know, I've just got dual heritage. So yeah, it's more of a case of where you're from, you know, who you're around, what type of culture or way of life that you're around. I noticed within myself when I first came over here, it was difficult for me to fit in because I was more country. I came to a place that was built up. My surroundings were totally different, you know what I'm saying? But at no point did I think to myself, right, I'm going to be white, or I'm going to try and be this, you know what I'm saying? It don't work like that. It can't work like that. Because therefore you're not knowing yourself. And in a sense, this is what's happened with people, with mixed people. They haven't been given a chance or an intellect to know themselves, because society classes me as black. You know, I don't get called mixed this or mixed that, or white this or white that. The only time I've ever been called white is if I spoke intellectually when I was younger, or if I've sounded posh or whatever, you know what I'm saying? You will get that. But I haven't been in a sense where, you know, I've to me, I know I'm not black, I know I'm dual heritage, but my way of life that I've been brought up within would be classed as black culture. You know what I'm saying? So I just think sometimes people need to just think on a whole. You know what I'm saying? Like, because I do a lot of research. I'm an outreach worker. You know what I'm saying? I speak to a lot of people. You know, the job that I don't really call it a job, but for the job that I do, you know, I speak to a lot of different types of people, of ethnicities and cultures. You know what I'm saying? So I get to hear a lot. I get a lot of feedback certain time, you know what I'm saying? See, it like it's quite sad, because you've got black people who have always trying to, or some have always wanted to try and fit in to a so-called white narrative. So white man's world, you know what I'm saying? Wanted to try and fit into that, to try and get along, because this is what's pushed out, this is what's promoted, you know what I'm saying, to get certain jobs, you know. But there's been a unhealthy institutionalized discrimination towards a certain people's ethnicity, which there forces them to have to work harder, have to almost come across as though they're begging, you know what I'm saying, to get a place, to get their foot in the door. And in a way, this is almost what I've had to do to try and get where I want to get, to try and get this job, you know what I'm saying? Because they don't want people like me who has been from the streets, a drug dealer or whatever, been in prison. They don't want me teaching people of the like, because it seems, because what I've noticed is that they want to sustain this pain that people have. You know what I'm saying? They want to keep people in a certain destitute position, because it keeps a certain organization flourishing. You know, it says it's doing something, but it isn't doing anything. You know, it's that the art to be seen of doing something while doing nothing, and there's a lot of that going on. And I'm an outspoken type of brain, you know what I'm saying? So I'll say something, but I've noticed if I want to try and get to where I want to get, I can't really say anything. So this is why it's took me so long, because I'm not that type of guy just to lay down and say and not say nothing. You know what I'm saying? You know, it's like when I first come England, as I started to get older, I used to hear black men be like, yo, I can't take them black girl, you know, they got too much attitude, this and that. And obviously through the years of growing up, I've started to notice that that's another stereotype. That's a pre-programmed bit of ammunition for division to your sister, you know what I'm saying? Peace, ghetto child, respect. It's another part of ammunition for the division. And then when I sit back and I look at certain demographics, I look at certain statistics and things like that, and I see how many like so-called black men have been with white women to where these men can't see their picnic. You get me? These gal are calling police on man. You know what I mean? And the police are instantly helping the white woman, because the stereotype of what they've got of a black man or a Jamaican man that's come over is man are just raggo, man are just going to kick off and bust off, and you know what I'm saying? So it's all pre-programmed stereotypes, purposely made. You know, these things were made over here that I've learned in the 50s, you know, in the late 40s, when they had to bring over Jamaicans and a few Americans who were doctors and carpenters and engineers and electricians, plumbers, had to come over and build up England again. You know what I'm saying? They don't really talk about that, but they want to say that we're slow. You know what I mean? We don't work, we can't work. Yet they had to use us because we had the skills. So bit by bit and brick by brick, they've built up a wall or a barrier, which has forced people like me, my mom, people who are watching this now to be stereotyped all the time, to where sometimes we look even worse for trying to ask, because we might have to ask 4 or 5 times instead of someone else only asking once or twice. You know what I'm saying? So we sometimes look or come across submissive because of these social stereotypes and social exclusions. So when I speak about the mixed people, there is many people who are mixed who are confused, because living over here for them, they've got a kind of like an anglicized black way of being, you know what I'm saying? So they're even growing up different to how I was growing up when I was living in Jamaica. So there's mad little separations of like social narratives that are going on. Obsidian, copper, sunstone, respect, which then causes even me. See, I'll get called a nigger. I'll get called a black bastard. You get me? You know what I'm saying? At school, I used to have white people bouncing on my afro like it was some blood clot microphone. You know what I'm saying? You know, I've been called gollywog. Yeah, I'm looking at my skin tone and I'm thinking, how are you even relating me to a color that's so dark that I'm not even resembling? So obviously it's social. It's a social system. You know, it's like a uniform. That's why you have wiggers. You have white man over here, even Asian man. Some of these Pakistani man, they'll be like, "Wagwan, brethren," and I'm thinking, "Yo, you're Asian. You get me? You should say salam alaikum, walaikum salam," and you know what I'm saying? You should be talking like that. Well, this is because of the area that they're within. See, it's mad as well because where I live, there's bugger Asians and there's bugger black people. Yet their youths from, let's say, like the early 90s started talking like us, you know what I'm saying? And I'm thinking, yo, my bad. They drama around here all the time. Apologies. Babylon. Where was I? So yeah, it was just strange that all of these these Asian people were starting to talk like us. You know what I'm saying? Like trying to rock garms like us. Or I listen to our music, but then again, I hear certain Asian rap music as well. You know what I'm saying? So like, I'll look at certain other mixed people that I know, and I can see that like the different relationships that we've got with certain things within society, how we might handle things or view things or see things. You know what I'm saying? And he may see something. What I'd say, I'm probably saying it in a stereotypical way, but I'd say he's seeing it as an English person, as a white person. You know what I'm saying? I'm still seeing it like as a foreigner. You know what I'm saying? As a Pequot, you get me? As a country boy. That's how I'd be seeing it. So it's sometimes I just think we as people just need to research and look at all of these different facets of life that people are pushed into. You know what I'm saying? Are corridored into. And basically, that's how you live your life. We'll provide the culture, we'll provide all the bullshit and whatever, all the thrillings. You know what I'm saying? You just go and live it. See, you can say like certain times, like you can say like it's a melting pot. Like when I come to America, it's a melting pot, but there's still bag of separation. A bag of separation. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes I think when I hear about like swirling, and it's like, why do you want to create? Why does the general like media that's pushing this out want to create so many mixed people? You know what I mean? Because you're only hearing it really on media. You're not really visually seeing it. That you see it, but you don't see it in the way that they're trying to promote it. You know what I'm saying? And I think it's more of an inclusion thing, like they did even over here. There was fights and riots in the 50s because A lot of the white women, yes, Latrell, respect, Reggie, thanks for joining. A lot of the white women were being attracted to the Jamaican man that come over. You know what I'm saying? Or to some of the other British-born blacks, originally of Jamaican or Caribbean ancestry. Because Africans, just a sidebar, Africans have already been coming over since like what, 95, 96, 97 really, and they were mainly Somalians. Other than that, they've only just started coming over in like the last 12 years. But yeah, you had this is where you had a lot of riots because them white man, them teddy boys, you know what I'm saying, with the ducktail type of hairstyle and all them madness there and the long trench coats and everything. Them they're the man that didn't like them things because them white girl were going to the blues and everything, you know what I mean? And black man were work. A lot of these men had jobs, they had skills that they already came over with that a lot of these white people didn't have simply because of the government as well. You know what I'm saying? So there was a lot of riots. And this happened even in places in America. You know what I'm saying? Where white people, it wasn't the American that wanted to get with the white people. They were the ones that was coming over, you know what I'm saying, and wanting to get with you. They wanted the inclusion. So when I see society now and I see what media does, it's like they are still wanting to include them in us to a point where they're really trying to get us to all mix and become one, like all almost like one heritage of mixed, you know what I'm saying? And it's not going to work like that. You see, even in music, they'll push themselves within music, our music, to make it valid. You know what I'm saying? But then also, you know, they'll use mixed people that are more, let's say like a Drake or a Kaepernick. You know what I'm saying? Someone like that. See, when they used Obama, he actually looked like a brother. He didn't really look mixed like that until we found out, you know what I'm saying? But Kaepernick, you can see that. Drake, you can see that. And them mixed people had a big voice for Americans, and especially black copper color Americans that didn't even have a voice. You know what I'm saying? So they'll use certain mixed people to try and hit both sides, which I think's wrong, because then people like in my position, I'm always having to like, no, I'm not aligned with certain things like that. But then someone will be like, oh, you're trying to say you're too black, and it's like, yo, I'm not even like, it's not even that. I've not tried to be anything. You know what I'm saying? I've just been grown as how I've been grown. And it's not English. So, you know, I think we just have to be wary about how a lot of these corporations that spring up are pushing a lot of these agendas. You know what I'm saying? Go away. Pushing a lot of these agendas for a certain purpose. And mainly it's for division. You know, mainly it's for inclusion. Because you can get certain babies like who are mixed and you know, they can be brought up as white and they won't even really know until they get to a certain age. And by that time, they might be fully aligned to their white side more than to where they've got a certain stereotypical hatred or annoyance or anger towards their black daddy. You know what I'm saying? Which occurs a lot of the time because of the stigma that's put on black man. So a lot of the time they may use mixed race people to compound that stigma on a black man even more. You know, but with me, it's totally different. That can't ever happen with me because of the way I've been brought up by my mom, you know what I'm saying? So, yeah, you know, I do a lot of studying, especially about society, sociology. I like to know about things that are happening. I like to see how they're making their statistics and how next they're going to fulfill a certain agenda. You know, I'm seeing a lot of visualization for entertainment purposes. I'm seeing a lot of homosexuality being forced a lot I'm seeing it visualized a lot. I'm seeing seen a Virgin Media advert the other day. You know what I'm saying? It was strange to say the least. You know what I'm saying? It's another inclusion agenda. I'm seeing a lot of, you know, they're putting a lot of black man. Seen black man with white man as well, like, and they're pushing these agendas, and you know, by all means push it, but come on, not in that sense, you know what I'm saying? Because everyone's entitled to be or enjoy how they want to be, but you know, let the ones that don't have a chance to kind of say something or put some sort of resistance, you know what I'm saying? Because this shit's just flooding us now. You know, and they'll use people that look like us to make us think that it's okay, desensitize. This is just normality now, you know? And like I say, just like it's normality to have a mixed race leader that's probably got a white mum, been brought up or been learned how to act black. You know, there's a lot of people out there who don't know how to act. There's man over here who act white, in a sense. And I'm being stereotypical, you know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, there's differences culturally, and I see it. A lot of the Africans over here, they're very different. The way they act, the way they view things, they're very, very still indoctrinated in religion. You know, and I notice as well that they like to put these people who are with their speakers and their microphones shouting all of this, whatever, about Jesus and all of this in the poorer areas. Like where I am, you know what I'm saying? It's a poor area. But they'll be putting a lot of this rhetoric here on purpose, like we need it. Like it's a disrespect. And that's why they claimed that we wanted integration. How do I get that on the screen? Nichelle Marquis, peace. How do I put that on the screen? We wanted integration when they come to find it was done. Yeah, exactly. And you know, they'll only show it in movies, but in accounts and real life and basic research from archives, you will notice that a lot of copper-colored original Americans had so much, and I mean that much that people coming over would just get jealous. People coming over with a biblical sense would see America or Amaruka and the people there and think, wow, these people have got Eden. You know what I'm saying? That's after they ran through the islands. You know what I'm saying? And then ran up north as well, pillaging and whatever. You know, and you know, even like with the Black Panthers, you had Huey P. Newton, who was mixed race. He was mixed. You know, man had to grow his afro. That's yo, it's a disrespect. Trust me, cause they think we're dumb. You know what I mean? Are you gonna get Kaepernick to Kappa? He's a Kappa, and then you've got Nick. It's Nicholas. You know what I'm saying? Some mad Greek affiliation. And they made him grow his afro to give him some sort of like power. Fam, man not growing afros no more for power. Man, I got locks. Come on, man, this is ridiculous. You know what I'm saying? You know, and it's like I always used to say, it's just mad. Like growing up, like I've always used to say, like, yo, how come they've always got bare light skinned people? Where all the black people, like in the dance, like backing dancers and them thing there, all light skin. You know what I'm saying? And I used to think to myself, even as a youngster, like, yo, they must be like told, like, yo, these are people are coming. We've auditioned these for you. You know what I'm saying? And they ain't gonna turn around and be like, yo, what about all the dark skinned sisters, man? See, the maddest thing, right? I remember about 2 years ago, I put a post on my Facebook. The blacker the berry, the sweeter the juice. Fam, it got took down. Yeah, the blacker the berry, the sweeter the juice. And they took it down. Because I had a picture of a dark-skinned woman in it looking hella fine as well with it. And they took it down, said it went against community guidelines. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's crazy that we can't even honor the type of women that we like. You get me? They have to give us the type of people to like all the time. Type of dead out women to like. You know what I'm saying? Like it's got to the point where it's that blatant now. It's you gotta be stupid to see it, especially if you've been on these panels for a minute. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna drop the panel still. I'm gonna drop the panel. What am I talking about? I'm a tube one of a zoo. I'm all over the place. If anyone wants to come up for a little minute, say something, by all means. Because I tend to struggle to kind of like over elaborate, you know what I'm saying, and then start lying and things. So like my streams are kind of short. You know what I'm saying? I like to get straight to the point. Obsidian, what's up? Come up. See, I can't even. See, I'm not even one of them man to like start jumping on any bandwagon either. You know, start talking about Kanye or anything like that. Start talking about these distractions. Well, in fact, they're not even distractions. They're more attractions. You know what I'm saying? Because people are jumping on them and giving it more airplay. You know what I'm saying? Each time people are putting that out there, this generates money. This generates, you know what I mean? People, bodies, energy. Like, it's crazy. Like, beginning of the, like, not even long ago, like, I got shot, my brethren got shot in his neck and bled out next time. I got shot in my arm. And like, peace, Chris. Yo, Chris, jump up, man. And I got shot in my arm, you know what I'm saying? And like there was no one there like trying to ask me anything. I wasn't on no national TV about the dramas, what's going on. You know what I'm saying? No one ain't bothered about us. Nobody cares about us. Nobody cares. Big up Dangerous Music. You know what I'm saying? Go check it out. We shouldn't be caring. No disrespect. I don't mean this with any like malice, but who I don't care about these celebrities. You know what I'm saying? I'm not interested about them at all. You're saying City Sun?
Salutes, Blue. Salutes, folks in the chat. Yeah, hey, hey, you should check up on Zay's channel.
Say that again.
You should check up on Zay's channel. That's why That's why they call me City Sun. That's where it came from.
I like that name still.
Yeah.
But,
yeah. Hey, I'm apologizing. Oh wow, yeah, it's been a minute. You know, I'm apologizing. You want me to send you Zay's channel?
I'm subbed already, man. I'm subbed.
Oh, okay. But yeah, wow. When you mentioned about that dark skinned sister you was mentioning, yeah, they don't. Man, it's almost like they don't want us to be together, man. It's just, oh man.
Yeah, I found that strange. Yeah, that was strange, to be fair.
And you know, and I've been, usually I be on people's panels too, but most of the time salute Chris Cyphers. But yeah, I'll be mostly in the chat, mostly in the chats. Copper Empress, I don't know why I started going to Sister Soul's channel. It's probably because I be subscribing to a lot of people. So you got one person going live, the next person going live at the same time, some a little bit later. Yeah, man. That's why.
Yeah, I think sometimes we try and see Ab TV and Ab Power, they've got like a little thing going where when one wants to go live, the other one will wrap it up, you know what I'm saying, which is good because you can go on to the next channel, you know what I'm saying, everyone can follow on. So sometimes it's better to kind of keep a little trail going instead of everyone mixing in different, you know what I mean, to try and get one channel each to get that many views at one point or that many people in there, you know what I'm saying, just to build up people's algorithms and thing. But yeah, peace, Chris. What's good? Yeah, I seen but yeah, with this it is difficult putting certain things up nowadays. You know what I mean? And you see what goes against the grain, you know what I'm saying? You see what kind of like disturbs the algorithm slightly because they're not putting up the black woman that we want. Yeah, I noticed that they'll put a lot of fat white women with a black brother. You know what I'm saying? And little things like that. Like I say, there's nothing wrong with it. You know what I'm saying? People do what they want to do.
Yeah.
But I think everyone should be able to express certain things. You know? And it's like we're not even allowed to express like our own likes. See, and Nichelle, imagine this as well, what I said earlier, like when I first came over here to England, I remember a lot of so-called black men saying, yo, they don't deal with black girl because they got too much attitude. And I think to myself, you know, they were saying that a lot of the times in the 90s, early 2000s, you know what I'm saying? And I feel say it's because around them times you had more of a stronger so-called black copper-colored woman, you know what I'm saying, who didn't take shit. You know what I'm saying? Who was able to be independent if they wanted to be, you know what I'm saying, was strong enough to look after themselves. They didn't need a man. And now it's like they're pushing this, I'm a survivor, I'm independent, I don't need a man, and I think to myself, is that more about conditioning the copper skin American woman to swirl out somewhere else? You know what I mean? Is it making them
that sound like the
black man different and go with all the rhetoric that's concerned with the black man, the identity of the black man, the scariness of the black man, you know what I'm saying, the aggression of the black man. Even me as a brother, if I get a bit too like abrupt, it's why are you being aggressive, Mr. Robinson? Like, why can't you say why am I not being passionate? Why is it aggression? And I always end up schooling these people when I'm just trying to fucking pay my rent. You know what I'm saying? It's like, what the fuck? Oh man,
that sound like that that sound like that strong independent black woman agenda they be pushing in, you know,
no, but
because they don't want us to see each other.
Yeah, but they don't need to push it because you have to remember they've nullified and weakened and demasculated the man to a well, I mean, media wise, you know what I'm saying, they've done that. Say nothing, Chris, say nothing, big man.
Yeah,
they've demasculated the man to where we didn't need that before. See, us living how we live, we identify. If you're a man and you're about your business, you will identify already with a strong woman. who's mature. You know what I'm saying? Who's ready to take you to the next level, and you're ready to try and take her to the next level. Them things was already happening. Statistically, black women with black man and black women have got the strongest bonds and families statistically. Always have, unless they're coming in with an intervention that's more what's harmful and detrimental, like crack, like wars, like invasions, like bombings. You know what I'm saying? You've all had see that from what they're doing now is like only like 10% of what they were doing before, because they were bombing to wipe you out. You know what I'm saying? So now it's like they're giving us their version.
Oh, Blue.
media
Chris Cyphers is
Go on, Bridget.
Oh, Chris Cyphers. He says, "Can y'all hear me?" Yeah, he
Oh yeah, he's in the chat now. He says he's having difficulties. Peace, Adrian. So yeah, like, you know, like, remember, like, even with white women, you know, like the women that they were giving, like white men and men in general, were these stick thing like models. Yet locally, like how we live, it wasn't really looked at like that. You know what I'm saying? You get with people socially as well, through social aspects, through environment and how people live, through inclusion and exclusion, through certain classes, because you can still be in a certain poorer demographic and still have classism, because someone might be on the dole, but then someone might have a job just packing fruit or something. You know what I'm saying? So you can create a family through you know, even in a destitute time. But what they try and sell us on media is just like fake bullshit, because it's a stage. It's just like watching CBS, BBC, HBO, ITV. It's exactly the same. You know? And like I say, this is what kind of like my title's about. Are mixed people mixed up, and some are and some aren't, because it's all about a social conditioning. It's all about who you're around. You know?
Can y'all hear me?
Yes, Chris.
All right.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Had technical difficulties, you know what I'm saying? Shout out to you, Blue. What's going on, fam? Salute to the brother on the panel. Salute to everybody in the and everybody in the chat. You already know.
I sent you an email, but if you got, I don't know if you got it or not.
It's Obsidian,
right.
Remember?
Yeah. Oh, all right. Bet. Yeah. I was like, dude, you sound familiar as fuck. Who is this guy? Yeah, that's what. All right, Blue. I'm gonna check that. And I'm gonna send you the files real quick.
Yeah, because I've been having difficulties for some reason. You know, like I think like someone's tried to tamper with my email and one of my bank accounts.
No, that's all cool.
I had technical difficulties too trying to get in.
I just wanted to tap in what y'all were talking about with, you know, the Kanye stuff and all the other bullshit that's going on. You know, like family, like we already put out all this shit is a damn stage. So it's either if you're gonna tune to it or you're not gonna tune to it. That's all on you. You know what I'm saying? And if you want to tune into the stage, the fuckery, the bullshit that's gonna have the antics, that's gonna have you going left, right, up, down, all this other, and distract you, then you're gonna be distracted, and you're gonna feed into, you know, the stage play that's going on. That has nothing to do with us. Anything that Kanye said, like when you're making a life decision with self, are you gonna go to resort to what Kanye's thinking, or what Ja Rule's thinking, or what 50 Cent's talking about? Like, no, you're not. Please don't let these topics be the epitome of your life, because it has nothing to do with you. It has everything to do with entertaining you and breaking you away from what you should be focused on.
So would you say it's more of an attraction than a distraction because of the amount of people jumping on it? And I'm seeing, to be fair, you know what I mean? Man are getting hella views from it, so word up to them, you know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna say anything discouraging about that, but like you say, I just feel these are distractions to us, but attractions to others. Yes. You can get something from it, you know what I'm saying? I don't listen. I like some of Kanye's beats. It's not really my type of rapper. I don't listen. I would not wear his clothes. They're ugly as fuck. I ain't buying them Yeezys for the price they were. And the people that I see wearing them, like where I am, are mainly Chinese people. One of my brethren who used to shop, he had a pair, hardly wears them. And students wear his clothes. Like he's not focused to us. So I on a whole, I don't even know what he's doing on TV. Like, I don't even know who he's trying to attract or who these people are wanting him to try and attract, because it's not people like us. We're too street for my man. Right. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, I'm confused. I am confused still, because I'm not interested in on the Jew stuff. Like, yeah, whatever like that. You know what I mean? That's null and void to me. That's not an issue to me.
And now, Blue, I see it as because I guess our community on YouTube, I would say the conscious community or whatever, we've been
the Jewish Star of David.
We've been actually, it's not the Jewish Star of David.
This is in Americas. When I went to Peru, this was in Peru.
Yeah. That's a
wow.
Yeah. The 6-point star is not technically a Star of David. The 6-point star actually starts from a pyramid or a triangle, and what it actually is stating is as above, so below. That's why you have the other 3 points on the other side as well. So it's not meaning that it's an American, it's this, is European. European, they get everything from everywhere else but themselves. So they're not the generators of anything. Point blank. You know what I'm saying? So that star is a representation of as above, so below. Go ahead, bro. Go ahead, bro. What was you gonna say?
Well, I'm trying to like, he's showing all of his tattoos. I'm like, well, them tattoos, those are some clean tattoos though. Is that
a lot of those symbols are the real representations of this plane that we're on, and they just been duped by the people who's controlling or is, you know, taking control of all this bullshit and putting out just like that. You see the symbol he's showing right now with the wings on top of the so-called swastika stuff. So when you see that symbol, don't you see that symbol within the medical field, which have nothing to do with the medical field?
The wings with the 2 snakes on it too.
Yeah. No, blue. The other one, the one on top of the swastika.
This is similar though. This is similar because this is the spinal cord with the.
Yeah, that's the spinal cord right there. Yeah, exactly. Yes.
This is the electromagnetism kind of thing because of the snake.
Yep, and you see the snake energies on both sides. going up, and that's when the medical field, when they have that shit on their symbols going in and out and intertwined with each other, that's what it basically is. So yeah, but they're original like earth symbols. They're not like symbols of medical or symbols of like a dirty snake. It's not symbols of corruption of what we've been given. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
This is pure nature. Pure fucking nature. Let them know if I'm lying, Blues. Just let them know.
Well, I got these from places that I've been, like around. Like this here. That was the crest on for the Pequot.
For the Pequot, yeah.
And then I've got the Jaguar or the Jaguar that they call the Black Panther.
Mm-hmm.
So
yes, sir.
I don't get nothing what's not. I've got a bumblebee. There.
Exactly. These are symbols. These are symbols of nature. Pure fucking nature.
Yeah. Because the most natural aspects of it. And do you know what it's mad as well? Like he's saying it like you go back to self, you go back to the most organic. You don't reach for no one else. You don't look, because if we're saying, like, do you know how many people say they don't believe in the Bible, but they're still using the Bible for references? And I just find that crazy. You know what I'm saying? I find it crazy that you can still use a reference and not be able to have researched outside of certain things to be able to use instead. So so it's just like when people say they, go to self. Well, why are you talking about celebrities then? Why are you so interested in their dictation of or interpretation, I should say, of religion or who they are? Right. If you're not interested in religion, if you're not religious yourself. Or I shouldn't even say that, because re is to do again. Lig is ligature, ligament, a binding. So why are you going to rebind yourself to these so-called faiths?
The crazy thing about it is the whole thing is binding. The whole thing is binding, and it sucks because people don't know that like even just the term of Bible is binding you to something.
Well, yeah, because Bible is bias too, and bull is the Torah, the Torah, the bull.
Yep.
That's why you have the Torah. That's why in things like predator, generator, Torah is the power, the bull.
Mm-hmm.
It's like sometimes when people are talking, they'll say, they'll mention the Red Cross, but then also it's the same line. Yeah. 1 minute they'll mention Rosicrucian. That's exactly the same word. Rosa, meaning red. Crucian, cross.
Yep.
So some people don't put things together. I hear people who do certain etymology, and I'm thinking, wow, where did you get that from? Because that was just whack. Like, what are you talking about, fam? It makes no sense. No sense. You know what I'm saying? It's crazy. It's crazy. But, people are still followers. People are still being led by... I can't be led by someone who's saying, go and free your mind.
I mean, that's whack for somebody to free your mind when you can't even free your mind.
Exactly. A man's going to tell you not to believe in the Bible because it's from someone else's consciousness and philosophy, yet then tell you that to believe in his philosophy from his mind or her mind.
And that's exactly where he got it from.
Yeah. Well, yeah. See, this is why I'll never bring up Google pictures to try and explain something, because I don't know the people who put them pictures up.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not aware of what sense or why they've put it up. Yet I'm supposed to go and to try and put my expression on it. How? I didn't draw it.
Right.
I didn't make it.
I didn't bring this conclusion together.
Exactly.
Right.
So I'm not. This is why I can't go on certain panels. If I talk like this, Go on, sit there. Sit there.
city in. Go
Yeah,
ahead,
I
bro.
got knocked off here twice. I got knocked off here twice. Okay, yeah, you know.
Might be
So
a
yeah,
UK thing,
oh
bandwidth.
yeah, go ahead. Just want to, point that out. Like, yeah, I don't see like. Oh yeah, I was finna say about the fleur de lis. That fleur de lis came from here too. Again, like Christopher said, it's nature. You know.
What's that? Say what?
Yeah,
Say that again.
and I also got the chick fleur de lis.
What's that?
They say that it came from here.
Came from yeah.
The fleur de
What is
lis.
it? Yeah.
It's 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 a lily. It's fleur de lis in French. Flower, the lily flower.
So, lily pad.
I looked it up.
Yeah, my bad. Fleur. Yeah, my bad.
It's pretty much a lily pad from where frogs hop on to hop off to hop on. That lily leaf. What are you talking about? Yes.
Yeah, they're in Peru. Like they're huge. You can wrap yourself up in one.
Right.
Yeah, you're not even allowed to. You're not
Yeah,
allowed to pick
I
them.
looked up the yeah, I looked up yeah, the fleur de lis. To me, when I looked it up, when I translated from the French language, it comes out as flower of
the lily, which is the lily pad from the hop on to the next, from lily pad, the lily pad, aka from land to land. Adrian in the building. What's going on, bro?
Peace,
What's going on, CC? Blue, CC, what's happening? Hey, let me just say this real quick. Blue, you already know I love you, right? Hey, CC, if I've ever said anything bad about you now, yeah, throw that shit out the top window, bro.
You never did. I ain't worried about that, right? Bro. You ain't worried. I ain't worried about that, bro. You never did.
All right.
We good, bro.
All right. Say nothing. Say nothing. Say nothing, my guy. That's what I'm talking about.
Wow.
Sid son,
man,
peace,
you already
peace.
know.
I think they got bad beef with me, bro. Salutes, London man, AK. I think they got problems with me, man. They keep kicking me
Adrian,
off.
you already know you fam from across the land, bro. Ain't nothing less, bro. For real.
Love that, bro. Love that. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Just like Blue, fam from across the land, man. Like, no, we gotta stick together on the shit that we coming across, because like these motherfuckers is not giving a fuck. You know what I'm saying? And the crazy thing is, like, and I'm gonna just use this for the sake of the conversation. Us as blacks, or I would say ethnic groups, we're all getting targeted. And that's the crazy thing that I'm not understanding about people from all across this plane. We're all getting targeted. Why can't we come together to reignite the target and send it back that way? You know what I'm saying? Like, why are we suffering for anything? And we're wondering why we're suffering. We all got our hands up like, what the fuck is going on? But then we got to come together. So I don't care if you in UK, I don't care if you in Australia, I don't care if you in Africa, I don't care what it is. If you are of us, we have to come together and stick together, and we have to form a plan or something to where we can kill this system that's killing every one of us. Point blank.
Cyprus.
Point blank. Yeah, and you know the craziest thing, I'm glad you mentioned system, right? Because I was just building with Keen Awful, OG, Renegade, and Chris Was, and we was talking about the system. So you see how it correlates with what you're just saying now. Wicked.
Yeah. Well, yeah, because there's see, I'm not stupid, you know what I'm saying? And I'm not blind to like the fuckery that's happening to everybody of like yourself, all ethnicity. You know what I'm saying? See, like, look, Asian will know. There's a lot of Romanians, Romani, gypsies they've just been classified as Roma gypsies, and these people are living like this in the 1600s, like the way they dress and that. You know what I'm saying?
Medieval.
Yeah, and at first you'd laugh, but then again, I don't, because I had to kind of like slap myself and be like, yo, why am I? No, that's not me. I like people who show their culture, you know what I'm saying? And it's mad that like I'm noticing now a lot of the youth them are becoming very like so-called westernized, you know what I'm saying? And again, they're in and around my area. I know a lot of them. I like, you know, I asked some of them, I'm like, you're brown like me, because some of them are even browner than me. You know what I'm saying? And I noticed that a lot of them like people who are more my complexion than a darker complexion, and I think that's because of the stereotype as well. But what I do notice is that, again, it's another trend. It happened when the West Indians come over. You get me? After a few generations, their youths, grandchildren started acting more so-called feral then. You know what I'm saying? More encapsulated by the system, what was around them in England. You see it with the Asians. You know what I'm saying? Now I'm seeing it with these. So there is a generated social test that goes on in certain environments. Because where I've got my 2 apartments, it don't go on there at all. Because you've got affluent everybody.
Blue.
Go on.
You're in Britain, right? Or I mean, I'm not asking where you live specifically,
Yeah,
but are
didn't say
you
like
aware of the creation of? Are you
We didn't
aware
say
of the creation of Sierra Leone?
Yeah, that happened in 1867.
67, yeah.
What do you mean the creation?
Yeah, because
Sierra Leone?
Yeah, some of us are be fixated on Liberia, but to me, I would say it ain't just Liberia, because I looked up. Whenever I was looking up Liberia, it took me to Sierra Leone. I'm like, wait, what? And it mentioned African Americans also taken there. So someone from Great Britain. So yeah, and y'all got the floor. Y'all got the floor. Go ahead.
No, that's something for me to research.
Yeah,
I
that's
didn't know
crazy.
that, but that could be like you say, because look, at the end of the day, people with the so-called black people were in charge at some point. You know, the people in Europe who were giving out the Magna Carta from 1213 were so-called black or Moors or whatever. You know what I'm saying? They were the governors, landlords. They also created the conquistadors or the conquistadors, and who were, mainly a lot of them were mulattoes as well. You know what I'm saying? Mestizos, mixed people, dual heritage, whatever. People that look like me. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, it's not even. It's a blatant observation that people would have left the Americas and the islands to come over, even in the 17, early 18, even up until 1947 Windrush, and would come over and help fight, or would come over and help build up cities, give other governorship, trading, back and forth, you know what I'm saying? Depending on what era, because, boats and whatever, depending when it was being built a certain way to travel a certain distance. But yeah, I think I'm on James Monroe from like 1780s, I think, created something that sent over original Americans to Liberia as well. Because over here we'll see a certain phenotype that looks like an islander or even an American. And climate altitude, environment, they all change sometimes, can change your complexion. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah. Yeah, there's a lot, but they've hidden a lot. There's a lot of information that we're not going to be privy to.
Yeah, like the whole reclassification like bullshit that they've been doing over here for, you know, ever since the fucking early 1900s, and people not even understanding that African American studies wasn't even broad in America until 1925, 1926, somewhere around that time. There was no African American classification of anything until until 1980s. 1970s was the Afro American. And before that, you had your colored, you had your black, and then even going forward down to the 1400s when they came here, our first classification
Negro
were the
too.
Indians.
But Chris, you know what's mad? You know what's mad though over here? Like, when I look at the classifications over here for people, it's black.
Mm-hmm.
But it only goes to like the 1940s.
40s, yeah.
Because I know they only reference Jamaican people in Windrush coming over in the 1947.
Right.
But we also know that, like there was a lot of our ancestry that was in World War I and II that was left in Europe, in France, Belgium, Holland, Denmark, England.
Right.
You had money were left in Japan, Vietnam. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But it shows that they've hidden a lot because, like I say, how come we're only the first classification of black peoples from the 40s over here? So what, there was none over here in general then, ever?
Right.
And if you notice as well, like, there was no schooling about African Americans. I mean, British, Britain. They were Jamaican, West Indians. They weren't Africans.
Mm-hmm.
See, that's why when I come to England and was learning about it, like when I was about 12, 13, I was like, yo, this is mad, Africa.
Yep.
So I used to tell my mom everything in it all the time, like complaining, saying, yo, I don't want to go to school. I don't like it. Because I didn't like what I was hearing. And there was just way too many people. Anyway, too many children. But it's just weird that, they don't teach they never taught Windrush in school. They were just teaching, Atlantic slavery.
Yep.
Like Ikuano, whatever. The brother who they always use and reference that brought himself out of slavery or whatever.
Hey, I don't know about you, right? But you see, every time I had to, learn about slavery in school, right? I always felt away when they're mentioning it. And I'm just feeling away like, damn, slave. Like, from young, I used to feel like that. Just talking about it, like, I just always felt away. Then going home and, seeing what mom's going through. And then I remember when Roots got introduced, right? I remember sitting on the sofa with mama, me and my 3 brothers, watching this shit. And then having to go back to school again and learn about slavery. I'm thinking, fucking hell, what is going on? From young, I used to feel like that, bro.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Blood. And man are like, yes, trolls. Yo, and man are like, even over here, like, I know Bricks, blood. Come on, Adrian, you already know, innit? Like Brixton and them places there with the riots and what the police were doing to London. You get me?
Bro, where do you think I'm standing right now, bro?
Yeah,
Brixton, bro.
Come on, man, don't know, innit? That's right now.
Hometown, bro. Come on. Hometown.
Oh wow, man.
Hometown.
Like they were killing man, like come on, man, they were locking man up for like 25 years on some bogus police murder charges and thing. You get me? Like yo, it's mad.
Crazy. Mad. Hey, we had man like Tupac come here. We had Mike Tyson come up here. We had Jay-Z come up here. all of these people come up to Brixton, you understand? Because they understand the struggle. They know this is where culture is,
Yeah,
proper culture.
yeah.
Mhm.
Because I've got family like Holston, you get me, that come from
Holston. Yo, enough yardie man down there, you know.
yeah, trust me, couple
Yeah.
Robinsons down there, innit? Like
Yeah. I feel you.
cause we come with the sound, you get me?
Mhm.
But you know, like it's weird. Yeah, see, it's like it was. See, a lot of what was happening in America was directly from the Tavistock Institute. You know what I'm saying? They were pushing over a lot of like experimental social experiments. You know what I'm saying? And how they could.
Hold on. What is that thing you just mentioned? I've never even heard of that, bro. Can you elaborate on that a bit, please?
No, recently I was researching about how they was putting a lot of transgender or so-called transgender children there and forcing them to be transgender, doing a lot of like bad experiments on them, you know what I'm saying? Tavistock. It's an institute that's basically provided people with all of these LSD drugs, a lot of these legal highs that kill people and then become criminalized. A lot of the social experiments on how much people they can get into per square, you know what I'm saying, mile and stuff like that.
Wow.
You know, how much strain can the system take, you know, if it's not developed this way, you know, they leave it undeveloped certain times. You know, these are the people that create a lot of these charities or corporations that then make a lot of these who made a lot of these borstals. You know what I'm saying? Over here, they call borstals halfway houses that were just basically had fucked up people who were terrorizing, abusing children, you know what I'm saying? And they were basically the next killers or drug dealers or violent people, you know what I'm saying? Next criminals they were creating. You know, these are the people who have basically created what we're living now. And there's many more, you know what I'm saying? Evil.
Yeah.
They passed over information to people in America, you know, how to govern them. Because it's not a coincidence we had riots a mile from where I am now, and we had the same riots going on in London. We had the same riots going on in America in the 50s, the 60s, you know what I'm saying? 70s, 80s. We had like Combat 18, National Front, English Defence League. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, it's mad. It's mad. And these are created politically.
Yeah.
Like we've not had nothing back over here political. We have an Asian man who's in charge of a lot of shit for Asian people. Ain't nothing over here. Jamaicans, you come over here as a Jamaican, even though you're in the Commonwealth, you ain't getting no loan to try and start a business. But if you're Eastern European or if you're African, you can get a loan. Because I see bag of them with these shops. All these chicken shops. All these hair salons. While you got Jamaicans scrimping and scraping, you get me? Not getting nowhere. Trust blood. Me personally, I know I'm in a country where I'm just disillusioned. I've been like that since I ever first come here. It's fucked. Everyone fucked over here. Like we've got so many food banks for people struggling. Well, you've got these big blood clot superstores dashing their food away every night. Not bucket places for people. Like the homelessness in my area is mad.
Crazy.
Mad. Trust me, it's mad.
See, yeah. And you're right there as well. Sorry, let me just say this, because even when I'm in the supermarkets, right, and then they'll push out the trolley with the stuff that's, you know, got 1 day left on its sell by date, like, but they want to sell it for a cheaper price instead of just giving it to people that, you know, need it.
Because these corporations aren't
mad ain't the word, bro.
Yeah, these corporations, these
Mad ain't
corporations
the
are
word,
full
bro.
of people. Go on, sit there.
Oh, my bad. Mad ain't the word, Blue. I get what you mean by mad, but that ain't the word, bro. It's the insanity, man. But anyway, I was on Corporate Empress's videos called the World's Fair. The World's
Oh yeah,
Fair
yeah.
has something to do with incubated babies.
What in Chicago?
That's been, they
Nah,
didn't, they didn't come
that
and
was New York. That was in Coney Island. The incubation babies. Yeah, we already me and
Yeah.
Bro Dreads. I did a build about it. Then he did a build some months after.
Yeah.
And yeah, that was some 1980s bullshit with the incubated babies and they was basically putting them out like museum subjects and shit. So when people came to Coney Island in Brooklyn, they wasn't just coming to see a fair show. They was coming to see babies being incubated in these small ass incubation tanks and shit like that. And it was crazy what they was basically doing and having these motherfuckers come up, because all these incubation motherfucking baby, they tried to make it seem like these were premature babies, but these weren't just premature babies.
Look, I'm not being fucky or anything, right?
Uh-huh.
Or anything, and I'm only saying this from what I've seen and read, certain accounts or whatever. But obviously, there's a certain type of people, ethnicity, who sometimes lack minerals or secretion of the pituitary gland.
Yep.
Which can cause like your hypothalamus. I can't even say that word. Your thalamus not to work properly. You know what I'm saying? Or your cerebral cortex or things like that, or your growth, or your sweat glands, your tears, your hormones, your estrogen, your estrogen. You know what I'm saying? I think there's a condition called celoplastia where white babies' heads would look like aliens, like watermelons, like see-through, full of liquid. And this is in the 30s, and like this is on YouTube, right?
Wow.
Listen, and the experiments they're doing, it's horrific. Like I watched it, but it was horrible, man. I just thought, wow, is this how you're treating these little children? Like, name him cry. But I had to watch it because of the science behind it and the condition.
And that was the crazy thing about it is when what I seen when I got from that, I'm like, hold on, this is your own people.
Yeah, but it's not that. It's come on. The social conditioning is from the top. At the end of the day, right? They don't. Yes, really, they don't care. They don't care.
Hell no.
Like, there's a lot of fallacy behind. Wait, because my mouth keeps coming in and out. Sorry, Sida. Yeah, there's like a lot of fallacy about these.
Blue.
There's a lot of fallacy about these organizations and the care structure behind it. There is no care structure for people. You know what I'm saying? Otherwise, you wouldn't have probation. You know what I'm saying? You wouldn't have prisons or so many prisons and so many jails or whatever. You know what I'm saying? You wouldn't have so many max security fucking jails if there was a certain care system, if there were people with proper empathy towards other people in certain situations. You know what I mean? So
I like the way you put that.
Yeah, because it's true. When I know this from being in prison, I used to get fucking 23-year-old, 24-year-old white girls and boys coming in from uni fresh. Like, don't come and talk to me about enhanced thinking skills, dickhead. You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, you won't live no experience that I've lived, yet you think you can come and tell me about how I'm trying to live. And this is society as a whole. They're trying to tell us they've given us a bar that we think that is way too low for my standards. My standards are way higher than society's bar.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And at the end of the day, yeah, I'm very like so-called people might say pro-black, you know what I'm saying? But I teach white boys and Asian boys kickboxing. You know what I mean? If I see a white girl getting beat up by a black man, what I'm gonna do? Walk off and just let it happen? No, I'm gonna stop that because that's what you do. That's my nature. You put certain things aside that are personal to you. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm learning to do, because that's how you keep a healthy balance, or that's how you have your views respected. You know what I'm saying? By showing that you're diplomatic with it and you're also still for people. Because ultimately I am. You know what I'm saying?
That's facts. I mean,
I
believe.
Yeah, go on.
I believe so more. It's more of the people's moral compass, right? Most people have that moral compass in them. They know when they're doing wrong and when they're lying. You know, even when you lie, you can kind of see when somebody's lying. Body movements and stuff can't really concentrate when they're looking at you and start waffling and swearing as well, right? But that's because everybody's got a moral compass inside them. It's telling them, look, you're lying. Look, I'm telling you the truth, but I'm lying. Your body's kind of like giving it away. You understand? Your body gestures are giving you away. Even though you're talking like you're telling the truth, but your body's kind of like mimicking, like trying to say, hey man, you're lying here. So it's almost like the moral compass inside of us sometimes is always pointing us to the right direction. But, you know, sometimes we might be trying to talk a different direction.
And I think that's also why see, lying to where you believe the truth, to where you believe it is the truth yourself, yeah, that's an art. It's an art because it's acting.
Yeah.
And go on, Chris.
It's not even like, the crazy thing is like we can discern those stories or lies and stuff that being told to us because we have that moral compass, but these motherfuckers don't have that moral compass. That's that light in these motherfuckers that don't exist.
Yeah, I think it's a generation thing as well, because, you know, I'm not gonna lie, like I've got a brethren who's mixed, and like his grandma, like she's passed in it, but I remember his grandma, she was his white grandma, like she was like, yo, she was amazing, like just talking to her was like going back in time. Like she used to tell me about England and things like that, and you can just see, you can just from the vibration of her, she didn't have like a racist bone in her, you know what I'm saying? She had like certain kind of programmed bits, like program discrimination slightly, you know what I'm saying? But I think that's due to like education. Like she'd be like, oh well, like my brethren be like, yeah, but black people are just targeted all the time. We're always, because that's how we used to go on it, like we're black, but we're like, yo, black people are always targeting this stuff, rare. And she'd be like, yeah, we must be doing something. You know what I'm saying? But she didn't mean no harm by it. There wasn't no media. There wasn't nobody. No one was educating us around these times. You know what I'm saying? I just think it comes from higher up. It's all programmed stereotypes for people. They give it as all. You know, even the way our mannerisms are, the way certain people, like, you know, you see certain black men sometimes, the way we laugh might be over exaggerated. You know what I'm saying? When we see someone, we're you know what I mean? We've got a bounce to it all the time. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes I think like the way we are with our gal and the way we think we have to like love our children and things like that. It's some of it's pre-programmed and it's not good because it's out of nature. It's out of sync of like Adrian said, our moral compass sometimes. Like I'd never slap my child. I could never slap my child. Are you crazy? that would bun me. You get me? I'm glad I'm not one of the man who slap my child and be like, yeah, but sometimes it's needed. No, it's not. No, it's not. Ever. I don't believe in that, because then you've got this weird relationship of, after I've slapped my youth and he's bawling, then I'm gonna have to go in there and be nice. That's just doesn't mess up his head. That's emotional abuse.
Yeah, that's facts. And let
they
me say
call
this as
that
well, Boo.
chastisement too.
A lot of parents have never been taught that. Have been taught things though.
It's a
Like
loop. It's a loop of
Hey.
Go on, sorry.
Hey, let me say this real quick. Sorry, fellas. I can put my hand on my heart, yeah, and say my mama used to beat me. I'm pretty sure most of us here got the beat down, right, by mum, right? So what I'm trying to say now is we can probably say here on this panel, we are the generation that's breaking that curse to stop hitting our children. This is a generation where we don't bring pain to our children. So, you know, we got to kind of show them a different type of how would you call it? A different type of punishment. Well, not punishment, but discipline. There you go. Lovely. Thank you, my brother. Different type of discipline, because it's not about putting our hands on our children. We know better than that. You understand? We shouldn't do that. So I think we are that generation that, you know, is ushering that. Don't put your hands on our children as much as we would like to, but you know, it's got to be broken, because it did do damage to some of us in this communities. You know, getting beat by mama or dada, like crazy.
It's just forming a loop of abuse to just keep on perpetuating onto the next generation or to the next
There
kid,
you go.
next kids that keep happening.
Thank you.
And it's like, I'm not the biological father of my nephew, but my nephew know if he's messing up, and I give him that phone call like, yo, chill out. You know what I'm saying? He'll buckle down like, all right, cool, bet. I know I'm doing wrong now. And those are simple things that we can forward to our children and let them know, hey, you're doing wrong. We just want you to do right. You know what I'm saying? And you don't have to take no, I'm going to smack you across your face. I'm going to put this belt to your ass. I'm going to tell you to go out there and get a switch so I can whip you like grandma used to do or whatever. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I don't know. I didn't got the switch before.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But it really did, like,
I did too. I remember.
Psychologically going through all this stuff that we've been
I
through,
got-
it really don't buckles down to the teachings of you giving your children so they can learn right from wrong or to what to do and not to do or whatever the case may be. You know, that's just furthering more abuse. It's like, okay, well, shit. If you know, I have a kid and they fucking up, this is how I'm gonna discipline. No. You just causing further abuse to keep that line of abuse. And once these people or the system have like one of our children just come through like, oh, this da. Now it's the problem that the kid have. You know what I'm saying? It's their problem. It's this. It's a psychological problem. It's all this other stuff. And that's a wrong, like we put them on the road to a wrong road of redemption, and that they didn't have to really go through.
But also as well, you have to remember, like I speak to children. I speak to adults about parenting. Like, I'll ask them, innit? Like, some people will come in and, like, someone who's been referred to me, like, it'll be a certain type, you know, who's been in jail, had domestic violence and stuff like that, or sold drugs, or has been a drug abuser. I have this a lot, and it's sad what a lot of people just haven't had the skills to be a parent, because they've either not been parented themselves, or, you know, they've not grasped life. And I don't, that might sound strange, but some people can't grasp like life, meaning at some point you need to reflect on everything around you, everything going into you, you know what I'm saying, everything you're hearing, everything being said from everywhere, because people are being run by media, by soaps. You get me? By virtual by what is it? Reality TV.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Being run by memes and things on Twitter and Facebook. You know what I'm saying? So gone is the people. That's why I'm so glad I'm like how I am. You know what I'm saying? And I basically manifest more of my mom in me now for it, because she was a caring person. So there's no thing anymore. There's no care plan for children anymore. There's no teachers who are trained to watch for abuse. Teachers are trained to teach the curriculum and get as many children passed in that curriculum as possible, whether the children understands it or not. School ain't for learning. You know what I'm saying? That's another thing as well. So the indoctrination is everywhere. So when I speak to certain parents and I'm asking them about like how they father their children, and like, do you play with your kids? Are you seeing your kids? Is everything all right? I'm not front. And if they're saying no, and then I don't tell them what to do. I suggest. I say, oh, do you know what I used to do when I was like this, or when I was, like just come from living off on the streets or whatever, or just come out of jail. You know what I mean? I always use me as a reference first, just to kind of break the ice and make someone feel like, okay, then there's people like that, and now look where he is. You know what I'm saying? Like we can all use ourselves as tools, you know what I'm saying? Whether or not we've had a fucked up life in the past. Because if you're growing and you're making it better, then you should be wanting to try and bring as many people as possible around. You know what I'm saying? Trust me, it's mud out there, man.
Big
and if you think about it as well,
no, I think your boy's trying to join again, but I think Cypher's dropped off. It might be reception.
Yeah, I'm gonna shut it down in a bit still, but like it goes down to like the domestics and stress that people are under, and then having children thinking, I want a child just to love something, or something to love me, you know what I'm saying, which is the worst recipe. Because it don't always work out like that. There's a lot of domestic violence. The family unit's broken.
Yeah. Hey, I wanna touch on the little statement Siddy Son put in the chat about the schools being another form of induction to a prison system. You understand? That's the way
about over here in Jamaica and America, yeah, especially. It's like a pipeline, isn't it?
Yeah.
But then in a way, like,
yeah,
if you've got certain youths who are kind of raggo and they ain't gonna get the attention in school. So and if they've got parents who don't care that their youths ain't in school, and their youths is kind of like, even like my big youth, you know what I'm saying? Like, my big youth, I swear that I'm not gonna lie, like, I'll be real. I think he's slanging. You know what I'm saying? I think he's slanging. So I've got that sort out, because he's 17 in November. You know what I'm saying? And like, he didn't get no help at school properly. Peace Enemies Public. Yo, jump up if you want. I'll put the link. So I've got to watch him, because he's round, man, but he's still being sucked in by his peers. You know what I'm saying? And that's like, what the hell's going on? I've got bare Islamic people singing out there, man. Yeah, it's like he's still being sucked in, and he is ripe and perfect for jail, because the system ain't gonna bother with him. See, he's got a uniform, meaning the way he looks. You know what I'm saying? His skin complexion. He's brown, like browner than me. Like he looks like you, Adrian, like your color. You know what I'm saying? It's like he's ready and prime now for jail. And the police, they look at him with that uniform and be like, yeah, let's go and trouble this bread. Because that's what they do. Come on, man. That's how they make their money. This is what they're there for. To enforce policies that are detrimental. So yeah, I can see the pipeline.
And that's why they got so many of us in these prisons.
Speak on it,
Yeah, that's why they got so many of us in these. That's why they got so many of us in these prisons. Now I bet you 9 times out of 10, how many of our children, whether they 16 or 16, like somewhere at least between 16 to 18, ended up in prison. Because we all know that we got a bunch of adults already in prison. Some are as young as like 19 to 21. So we, most of I don't know the ratio, but I would say that I don't know what is even or a little unbalanced. It probably
I'd say
got
about
more
20, I'd say about
adults in
28%.
prison. Yep. See, we got like mostly adults with some children in it already in prison. So that's like you went from one prison to an actual prison. I'm like, wow, bro. It's
Yeah, that
like
happened with me.
it's almost like no escape.
I went from being in I went jail at 17, and at 19 I went to a man's jail, adults jail, instead of being 21. You know what I'm saying? That's because I was a bit rowdy, and they call it getting starred up. And I'm not gonna lie, it's like a big thing when you get starred up, because then it's like in jail, man, know like, yo, this guy's rowdy, Like my man's 19 in a big man jail because he's been fucking up people. You get me? Like that's
You ain't lying.
Big man jail.
You ain't lying. You ain't lying. Keep going.
Yeah, but blood, when I went to that big man jail, it was a big man jail. Like there was big man, like doing, because it was an A class and a B cat, innit? Because of the sentence I got, I had to go to a B cat / A cat, and I got onto the A side. So there's adults there, but there's some other man there as well. You get me? Like 18-year-olds as well, like in there looking 30 years for stabbing up, man. Like showing me all the coroners. Yo, it was mad. I'm seeing heart and lung and all them things like where it's been perforated and whatever. You get me? And then there's other bigger man in there. Yo, I'm meeting man who look like they won't say boo to a goose. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Man, I've blown a man's head off with a shotgun, put him in a car and burn him. And I'm playing soccer with this bird, like either side. Like, yo, this is mad. I'm thinking I might have to shout at him more, like. Yeah, man.
Crazy. Hey, guess what, Blue? I was in a double A cat, right, for like 9 months. Belmarsh, right? It's a double A cat. And when I was in there, right, I remember this prince guy was in there. I forgot what country he was the prince of. You might even have seen it. It was on the news, right? But he was inside for murdering. Well, basically, his servant died while he was over here, right? His servant died, right? A black African man died, right? But when it came out, it seemed like they was having an affair, right? I swear to God, bro. I swear down. Listen to this, bro. It was on the news and everything. What do you mean it was on the news, bro? I swear to God, right? It was but hear this now. When they started to show the pictures, the African guy's face looked so bruised up, bro. Like he was getting beatings from this Saudi Arabia prince guy, right? He was over in London for a holiday, but he ended up killing his servant, right? So he was in the jail with us. And I remember a few of the brothers saying, "Hey, Aki, you're famous, you're on TV. Why did you murder this guy? What happened? What? Is he your lover, Aki? Is he your lover?" And they was like, and he was like, just being quiet. He weren't saying nothing. He's like, "Brother, talk to me, man. I want to know what's happening, bro. They're painting you in a bad picture on the news, bro. Talk to me." He was silent. He wouldn't say a word. You understand? But I never forget that, bro. I was like, what the hell's going on in this prison? It was crazy. My first time in that double A cat, bro. And I witnessed all that shit.
Blood, I even, in the jail that I went Oak Course in Liverpool, right? And, yo, there was a man woman in there, innit? Like, check this. there's a man in it in the jails called Purple Ake, and because he's so black, like it's dark, he is almost black, like almost purple, like Ake, like when Ake goes off in it almost. But this guy was like, you know, Curtis Warren, Cocky Curtis Warren from Liverpool. Yo, there was some gangsters in my jail, you know, when I was in there. Yo, some gangsters, blood. I'm not even gonna lie, it was fucking crazy. But anyway, this Bray, yeah, he was like a little nonce in it, like a wrong'un. But bloody was huge. He was like 6'6", huge. All right, say not enemies. Yeah, and like blood, he was like being sent out on road by Mania to go like blood. He was raping people in it and everything. Like in the jail, yeah. Man already knew what it was about. But I see some of these little like white youths in it. Well, obviously they're man a tonk called been in jail in it. Blood. This Ake's like, yo, oh, man will be like, yo, Ake, show these man how you can squat with man on your back. And I'm thinking, hey, that's some batty man thing. So you got these white youths on his back and he's squatting. Fam, my man's getting a semi. You get me? And I'm like, yo, fuck this, I'm out. Blood, one time working in the kitchen, this brother's tried to like slightly move to man in it and say, yo, Blue, can you come in the finger and help man in the canteen? I'm saying, yo, Ake, listen, fuck, I ain't even in and none of that fuck here. Allow me. You get me? And just got off. Because I gave him my newspaper, yeah, tomorrow. Blood, why has he put it back under my door, yeah? I've opened it and there's a quarter of burning there in it, tobacco. I'm thinking, yo, man was trying to get me on, like, if I want steroids. Blood, I seen how he was dealing with man. You get me? Like, he'd feel man's arms and thing in it. And I'm thinking, yo, this guy, fam, fruit air, swing. You get me? Because he'd butter people in it. Like, no, I'm not going to lie, blood. Like, I've heard some madness about this guy. But yeah, he's got like 50 or his blood is in the paper and everything. Like, in the Daily Mirror, Sun. You get me? Like, the news of the world. Like, he's got like indecent assault convictions and all of that. Trust me. My jail.
That's crazy.
Money, mad. Bare things up in there.
That's crazy.
I remember when a man threw kettle water. I beat a man up in the exercise yard, yeah? And then 2-2s now. I've gone like, so it's all got done over now. So we've gone back in onto the wing and everything, onto the unit and that. This is in Morelands, you know what I'm saying? And I'm getting my thing in it out of the big boiler, getting my thing in hot water, put in my flask. My man's already got his, yeah? So then when I've turned around, my man's dashed the blood clot water in my fucking face down there, innit? So like, I've dashed my flask at him. I had to rip off my jumper. All my skin come off, blood. It looked like pork. Yeah, it looked like pork. And then he's tried to come at man in it, but he slipped on the water on the floor. So I've got on him now. I'm punching him up in it, and I'm looking for the screws in it. But I could see them at the top, and they took a little time to come down. Cause I think they must have seen the exchange in it, and then they've come rushing down. Cause someone gave me a pork in it. Blood. My skin was like pork for about 8 months. I had a mad scar, like my pig. Crazy. But I'm not gonna lie, I did nice in jail. I did nice.
Yeah, me too, bro.
You know,
I ain't gonna lie, I was nice. My first few weeks wasn't the best, but when I linked up on a different house, yeah, I was good.
Yeah,
I was good.
I think my first 2 years was hectic. I was just bad, but then after that, everything was like calm. I went to a jail. I went to Liverpool, and it was a private jail. You get me, man? I had TV, PlayStation. Like I had a PlayStation 2. You get me? Sky One.
Oh shit! Hold on, hey Blue, hold on. Hey, I can hear my son waking up. 1 second.
Oh, go on. Oh, why am I keeping in? Yeah, like when I went to that jail there, private jail, everything was different. Like you didn't have to kick off for nothing. You could get everything. Canteen was banging. By that, I was institutionalized slightly by then. You can tell how I'm talking in it, but you know what I'm saying? I was in like 19, 20, I went to jail at 17. I come out when I was like 20, 24 or something like that. You get me?
Hey, listen, I gotta get the cowpole out and them thing there. His nose isn't blocked and them thing there. I'm gonna have to link you back on the rebound, Blue.
Yeah, man, get some eucalyptus around it. You get me? Around him, bless him.
Respect, my brother. We're gonna catch up on the rebound, bro.
All right, say that on my respect.
Love. City son, much love, bro.
Much love to you, man. Man, I cannot go through another boot out, man. I can't do it.
Do you know what? It might be because I'm in the UK. You know what I'm saying, and bandwidth and that, like, weather's mad. I don't know. Still, I don't know. You get me? But yeah, that jail thing, man. It's it's a money making cycle. You get me? That's what it is. Prisons over here have to be about 86 or 84 to 86% full for sponsors and corporations to get their money, that percentage, you know what I'm saying? So what I've always thought is, like, why is there no interventions on road now? Why do we go to jail and give us interventions? Why am I doing all these Think First programs and all this in jail? You know what I'm saying? Why not rehabilitate me out while I'm out there? You know what I'm saying? Give people something to aim for, something to look for. You know what I'm saying? Why when I go to jail, or when people go to jail, we're given all of these courses to do? You know what I'm saying? Jump through this hoop, you might get this amount of time taken off, rare. And then you get out of jail with these, fam, I got qualifications from jail like bag of them. You know what I'm saying? Because they were just easier. Even though I've got degrees now, innit? But they didn't get me nowhere. I've got a sociology degree. That ain't got me nowhere. I've only just got an outreach job. You know what I'm saying? And I'm on probation for it as well. You get me? So I've got to be on my proper P's and Q's. Because I kind of like it. I reach people, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, big up Dangerous Music. Nobody cares. You know? Look, Babylon. Oh, that was ambulance. Ambulance saving somebody. Getting there. Probably won't be able to get through all this traffic around here. It's mad. Probably dead by the time you get there. I'm just joking, hopefully not. Oh man. Madness. Been an alright stream. Appreciate people coming through, listening. What is going on out there? I hope you can't hear all this. My area is mad. Like hella mad. You know what I'm saying? What time is it? It's 10:15. Man are gonna be shouting till about 2:30 in the morning on some, I even know, crackhead shout. You know what I'm saying? It's mad around here, but I don't know why I ain't left yet. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. I've been, since my mum died, I ain't even sorted out the house yet or anything like that, her house. Because her house is bought. I've got to sort all that out. I don't even know what I'm talking about. I know. Oh yeah, the area is dead. Like economically, it's dead. The only thing around here really is chicken shops, salons, chicken shops, and corner stores, or we call them news agents. You know what I'm saying? Not even 7-Elevens. They're like 11 in the morning till like 9:30 at night. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people get robbed around this area. Like I was like the scourge of this area. You know what I'm saying? Selling drugs everywhere around there, man. Made a lot of money around this area. But I'd rather try and help this area out now, you know what I'm saying? Because things are just getting out of hand, you know what I mean? I can only look at things on a certain level, like on a social level. You know, that's how I've learned myself, you know, so I can get deep into the fuckery of what goes on in certain areas, so-called urban areas and that. You know what I mean? Ain't no one really bothered about the poorer people, the people left at the bottom, scrambling around trying to get something what they don't know what they're trying to get. Like, what is the aims of certain people? Like, what are your aims? Like, what are you trying to get? Like, where are you trying to go? What are you trying to do? You have to ask yourself that all the time. I do. You know what I'm saying? So I don't lose focus of like where I'm trying to go in life and what I'm trying to obtain. Like if you've got a little bit of money, open like a high interest account. Try and put something away that you can miss for about 2-3 years. You know what I'm saying? If it takes you 6 months to raise up, I don't know, 1,500, go and put that in some bonds and stocks. You know what I'm saying? Go and put it in capital where you can get, I don't know, 9, 10%, 8.5% each month. Same with a high interest account. Something for your children, something to try and then open a trust, get an estate. You know what I'm saying? I don't even know if children in America born from September the 21st, 2000 till September the 23rd, 2011. I'm sure children born in that era, in that time frame, have a certain fund that when they're 18 they can go and get. So look into that. You know what I'm saying? Every child, I couldn't get that because I'm not registered as British or anything. You know what I'm saying? I'm not a citizen. But, as citizens, you are entitled, or your children are entitled to a certain amount of funding. They just don't tell you that, you know what I'm saying? Because you have to pay, you don't get childcare in America. I don't think you have insurance for healthcare. I'm not sure. But you should be able to get that through your child. So just go and check out them dates. I'm not sure. I'm just saying that because that's what it was over here, but they've stopped it. And basically it was a government child trust fund. A government child trust fund that was there from 21st of September 2000 up until, I can't even remember. I'm high. I'm gonna blaze one zoot. But you just try and put something away because it's gonna get harder. Prices are going up. You know what I mean? Electric, all of that type of thing. But they just want to show you about Kanye. They want to take all of your energy. So you're there looking at your phone for nearly an hour. You know what I'm saying? When you could be looking at something more productive. The best thing for people to do is like bombard the system with discontent for the bullshit that's being put up. But then again, it's hard to do that on media sites because I put up things and then instantly it's taken down for community guidelines. You know what I'm saying? But all I've done is gone against something, you know what I mean? And even used no cursing or nothing like that. But it's the rhetoric. They don't want that because if one person says something and then it starts generating likes against what's been said, then the narrative changes. The algorithm changes. So it's slightly upsetting that so many people have jumped on the Kanye thing instead of other children with no voice who were getting shot down and murdered. You know what I mean? They haven't got a voice. On the street corner or whatever, in the normal neighborhoods, normal people. Where's our voices? Where are their voices? Why are we giving voices to these celebrities who they've got platforms, they've got what they've got. What the fuck are we interested in them for? You know what I'm saying? It's not productive to your whole life in general. You know what I mean? I can't give too much relevance to certain things because I actually feel shit draining from there. You know what I mean? I actually feel my frequency get drowned out sometimes from certain things. You know what I mean? It's not good. I can't listen to certain things. It affects. And I think that's because I know where I stand. I know myself. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, man, I'm getting tired right now. I'm gonna do another stream, just a more laid back one, you know what I'm saying? Little smoke session or something. Even though I hardly blaze, you get me? So like one zoot and that's me over. So yeah. But appreciate everyone coming through, man. Appreciate that. 6 people watching, that's good. I had 10 people watching. To me, that's the most I've had in one time. So I appreciate that. Thank you. Like I say, you know what I'm about. I just keep it as real as possible. I just say it as real as possible. If I can try and give anyone any little gems or whatever, you know, anyone asks me anything, if I know it, I'll give it out. You know what I mean? I don't ever want no gratitude for knowledge. You know what I'm saying? It should be given for free. You know, so I'm never gonna monetize this. Never gonna put no super chat or anything like that. No cash out, none of that type of thing. I just, you know what I mean, want your ears, respect, and that's it. And that's what you'll get from me, you know what I'm saying? Just try to keep things ticking like clockwork, man. But yo, peace out. Big up the original Amarukans.